Hello and welcome back to the Unchatable podcast. I'm your host Nick with my co-host Jack and my other co-host Marie. And this episode is a very special interview with Sarah Ann Williams, voice of Chihaya Mifune in Persona 5. And before we get started with the questions, I just wanted to say thank you for coming on. It means a lot.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, it's always nice to have these sort of interviews. I wasn't here for the last one, the one we did with Jack. What was it?
Laura Post.
Yeah, Laura Post, which I was very sad about. But you know, it happens. But I've listened to that. You guys did a great job. But yeah, this is great. I don't know what to say. I guess if we don't, might as well just get right in with the questions since that's what we're here for.
You want to the usual segment we just ask about people's weeks?
Oh, I mean, yeah, sure. Sorry, I'm not. Okay, yeah. How about that? Jack, how was your week?
I was fine. Just been back and forth with doctor's appointments and just been sick a lot lately. But I'm currently in DC on for some college visits. But everything's cool.
Okay, Marie, how about you?
I've been doing well. I had my day off for last Thursday and Friday, and now I'm about to take a day off on Mondays and Tuesdays, so I have time to do whatever the heck I want, like play some Resident Evil 2 and some Tekken, and even edit some things.
Interesting.
And we'll get into that at the end.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Well, my week's been doing good. I just continue to do my college stuff, but other than that, I'm just glad to be home for the weekend. But Sarah, how about you? How are things going with you? If that's okay with me asking.
General work, general part-time work. Also, a lot of time with my my I think 7-month-year-old niece at this point.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
That's a new thing.
I bet it is.
I don't know why that kid likes me.
Kids kind of do their own thing. They like what they like.
I've been in your shoes.
Like this small human, I don't know.
I have this nephew who's not even that much. He's not even that much younger than me, but he kind of acts sort of a lot like me, and everyone sort of tells him that. He's like, no, and he's like, okay, but why do you look exactly like him? Like, why you? I'm like, I think that's great. He's a good kid. Oh, jeez, sorry. It's fall or winter. It's all sick and everything's terrible. Okay. Well, I mean that sounds great. Yeah, I don't know anything else to say, so I guess we just go with the questions. Jack?
All right, this is my bit now. Okay. All right. First question we have is from Julian Fishman.
What?
I don't know. I don't know if you were pausing to like.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on. What was that?
Wait, did I cut out?
Yeah, you cut out.
I got confused for a second. It's like, am I supposed?
My face crap.
Is she supposed to recognize that person? Yeah.
Is that someone I know? Am I a jerk? Oh,
yeah.
Okay, I'll try again. Julian Fishman asks, when you were cast as Chihaya, what did you think of her character?
At first I was sort of like, this feels a little bit different than what they normally have me do, but she's also quite adorkable, so it wasn't too far off. But it was sort of a different, I got to go I felt a lot lighter in my tone than normal. Plus the fact, I was doing so much in that game besides Chihaya. I have a feeling it was actually because of Jack Frost that I was in that game, and they were having that as well.
Not many people know this, but you also played Jack Frost in Persona 5, which is really cool because that is the signature character for the Shin Megami Tensei franchise. I
mean, I could be completely wrong, but I know that I remember being talked to about it, and they were like, "Yeah, Jack talked in this game," and we were like, "Oh yeah, who did we have do that before in the other game?" And it was like, "That was me." And I wonder if Chihaya was just a happy addition to the other stuff I was doing at the time too.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But she was definitely the biggest part, and no, I liked her a lot. I was like, oh, she's just it's also fun when people are like, "You stole my money." It's like, no one said you had to give it to her.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Like,
That's
look,
entirely true.
Nobody forced you to give her that money. You keep saying she stole your money. It's like, no, she told you what she was giving you for it, and you knew right off the bat it was a piece of crap, but you bought it anyway because you wanted that social link.
Yeah, I feel
And
bad
You
for
wanted
the,
that confident.
you wanted that. I feel bad because the first time around when I played the game, I didn't get like quite far into her confidant, but the second time when I was doing the sort of going around and getting all of them, I enjoyed her character quite a bit. I was sad that I didn't have time in my first run. I was also very bad at managing my time in that game, so.
It's like in the end, she gives you back the money anyway, so it's like,
Yeah, it's fine.
it's no problem.
It's no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's funny because that first initial like quote unquote she stole my money really like kind of like made people go away from Chihaya. That's a shame because she's great.
In hindsight, I think I did it because I wanted to give Sojiro like the chance to win the lottery.
Nice.
Oh, weirdly enough, I did actually. While I was out today, I saw like a woman out on, like it's kind of similar to Chihaya. It was like she had this fold out table and she was doing tarot card readings. It's weird.
Oh man, that sounds great. I want to. I don't want to get too off topic, but when we do go to MomoCon, I want to do some more fun cosplay stuff because cosplay is great. It's a good time all around.
Hey, yeah,
Yay.
we'll work it out sometime.
All right, let's should probably go on to the next question.
Blade Wings ZX. What are your personal 3 favorite video games?
Psychonauts, Silent Hill 2, and Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne.
Ooh, Psychonauts, that's a good one. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Psychonauts.
So I take it that you may or may not be excited for the upcoming sequel.
Oh yeah. I'm yes. I want to play more Psychonauts. God, that was a good game.
I really need to take the time. Like, we're saying like what platform is the first Psychonauts game on again?
It was an Xbox exclusive, but for some reason they leaked it onto the PS2, which is why I got to play it because I wasn't going to buy an Xbox.
Okay, good to know. Better add that to my.
You can get it on
That list
Steam,
of
I
games.
think now.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
I have it on Steam. I just haven't
Oh yeah,
booted it up
you
yet.
can totally get a PC version now. It's way easier to get Psychonauts now.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm just gonna have to write that as a note for later. Okay.
I'll be sure to check out Psychonauts in the future if I have enough time to, because there are lots of games I need to finish.
I haven't
That,
had
I mean, it's like if you liked Invader Zim, if you liked his voice, that's the main character in Psychonauts.
That's
Oh, really?
yeah, yes,
Yeah,
it's
that's
amazing.
Richard
Wow, what-
Orbit. He's great.
Which one, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know.
And that-
Oh, he's great. Like Steve Bloom is in that game all over the place, and he's great in every single place you find him.
Mhm.
Like all sorts of good people in that game.
Yeah,
Oh man, I was just talking with my brother. Is like if I ever meet Steve Bloom at a con for the second time, I want to have him say like some kind of line, like either have him say the official like Unchatable like title to put in the of every episode, or I would have him sing like in like the deep dark voice like he did for that, like for the house demon in Demon Slayer. I would have him say, "You've been promoted to customer.
Mm.
Now
Shame-
get out. This room is employees only."
Shameless promotion of the podcast. That's
I
how
would never-
podcasts
I would
live.
never- I don't know how I would use it. I just want to hear him say it.
No, I understand that. I where is it? Yes. I also when I met Doug Cockle, voice of Geralt in Witcher 3 at a con, I had him record a line to my brother who had not played the game at all, or like he started to but like got bored of it. I just had Geralt of Rivia tell my brother to finish the game. It was fantastic. He's like, finish the game. He told me he had to do he's like I had to get in close with the mic because the way he does the Geralt voice, he goes it's like incredibly low, like you can barely hear him say it. So he's like basically right next to the microphone the whole time.
I'm trying to build off of this a little bit for Sarah. Is I know like I've seen like a recording somewhere of you doing something like that. Like, do you have any personal favorite times where someone asks you to say a line, like at a con?
I'll be honest, they tend to blend together, and I sort of put the kibosh on certain lines. Like I feel bad when they ask me for the Jinx laugh because I want to be accommodating, but sometimes my throat is just tired from talking all day, and I'm just like, oh, don't make me do that. Also, it's gonna be really loud, and everyone's gonna stare at me. It's like I love that laugh, but it's like I don't like drawing attention to myself.
Understandable. Excuse me.
Sorry, oh my god.
All right, next question.
Sorry, it's an awkward silence. It's the funniest thing.
I'm so sorry. I was trying to edit one of the questions out because I meant to edit to remove one from the list. I was just doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next question is from Exotic7. Does your role as Uni in Hyperdimension Neptunia make her your favorite Neptunia character, or do you have another preference?
Yeah, I'm probably a little biased. I do like Uni. I like the way she's grown and gotten over her sister complex.
Yeah, I admit I haven't played any of the Neptunia games. I only watched the anime, but still, though, like she is a really cute character, and I do like her.
I guess another character I like Steamax. He's a lot of fun. I like their relationship, and it's so rare to see a male in that series.
Yeah.
I was earlier when I was looking up some of the voices you did. I was very surprised to see some really cool characters. Well, not characters from games I love. Like in Monster Prom, you voice Polly the Ghost, which I was like, hell yeah, because Polly the Ghost is the best.
Oh, she was fun.
I can only imagine as
I was
a
just like
party animal
Valley
ghost.
Girl. I'm like, yeah, I'll do this. I go, oh dear God, I actually have to say yas.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, this is a context where I actually won't punch myself in the face for saying it.
That's awesome.
I don't sound right saying it in normal circumstances.
Yeah, I can imagine. But hey, you did great.
Yeah. Polly Ghost bless Polly. Anyways.
All right, next question. We got a couple from one person. This one's from Ragna. Why is Jack Frost the coolest persona in Persona 5? And should he have been the main character?
I mean, he's the mascot of the company. I don't know how much better it gets. And they did make a Jack Frost game, I think. Just didn't really come
like
out
that.
in the States.
It was like Jack Bros on the Virtual Boy, and that was only it was released in Japan, but not outside of that. And again, it was on the Virtual Boy.
Yeah,
so...
anything on there is kind of doomed to die unless you were a property that was already established.
Like Wario or Mario Tennis.
Yeah.
But in hindsight,
it's a good character design, you know?
Yeah, it's adorable, yeah. And it's even your Twitter profile picture. It's cool.
I love the little guy. It's just like he is my favorite. He is my favorite monster persona, whatever you call him, whatever game you're playing in that particular Shin Megami Tensei series. I always loved the little guy. He's just walking in the. So that was a hyper thing, and Shin Megami Tensei Apocalypse. When I walk in and they're like, "Yeah, so you do high voices, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I can pull that." I was like, "All right, here's a fairy, here's this, and here's this thing called Jack Frost." And I was like, "Are you kidding me? You're actually giving me Jack Frost?" I was like, "You what now? I get him."
Yeah, that must have been pretty. That
I
must have been pretty good.
I didn't even audition for that. It's just like, oh my God, thank you. I have no idea how happy this makes me.
In hindsight, if he did have his own game, what kind of genre? What genre would that even be in? Would it still be?
You can make a Jack and Daxter style adventure game.
Yeah. But by the way, I'm still trying to figure out what the heck the North American box art for Jack Bros was.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen that somewhere. Dear God.
I'm so sorry, everybody. This is what it looks like.
I mean, one of them's supposed to be Pyro Jack, and the other's...
Oh, gosh.
Wait a second. If the left one's supposed to be Jack Frost, why is it being covered up? That's a symbol of the company.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
oh, that is
weird.
really disturbing, actually.
Dear Lord.
It doesn't help with the bright red colors because of the Virtual Boy. You're just like, why?
Yeah, like this...
Ugh.
The cover, you look at the Japanese cover, it's all nice and colorful. And it's like, I can't even tell where one character begins and one character ends on the other one.
So this is where Atlas started their edgy phase.
Very edgy.
Yes, Yes, pretty much.
I'm waiting for the Jack Bros like Switch port, like Jack Bros featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
Listen. Put Dante in another one. Put Dante in another Shin Megami Tensei game, okay? I want to be chased around with him yelling sword gun trick, sword master, and then I get, die
It's like,
because
ow,
it's
ow,
Dante.
ow,
Yeah,
ah.
I want to have that moment where, like in is it Nocturne? Right? Which one is it?
It was Nocturne.
Yeah,
Yeah, Nocturne.
Yeah.
Nocturne, where he's chasing you down the hallway, and it's the most terrifying thing ever because it's Dante.
All right. Next question, also from Ragna. You played Sayaka from Madoka Magica. What did it feel like developing her personality and characteristics?
I mean, she's very, very similar to my own personality, so it wasn't very much of a stretch, but that also made it hurt more. Because it hurts me when she's sad and I don't like it. I want her to be okay.
Aww.
Yeah, it's like I'm not a voice actor, so I wouldn't know, but like I assume that like sometimes when you're recording, like you have a certain line coming up and it's like, oh no, like it's a terrible thing that's happening and you're like, no, my character, why? At least that's how I would feel about it, but like I said, I'm not a voice actor. I don't know jack about that stuff, so. Oh, God.
Yes. Jack Frost and also my name.
Okay, I wasn't trying to do that, but okay.
You put emphasis on Jack, so I assumed.
Listen, I just put emphasis on random words. All right? Okay, sorry. Continue.
Okay. All right. Next question from Ragna, and that's our last one. Is what was it like voicing Whitney in Pokemon Masters?
I mean, that was just a surprise in general because I did audition for that game, but she wasn't one of the ones I auditioned for. Like the two I got were not the two I auditioned for, but I was like, hey, it's nice to be involved. She's fun though. Whitney was fun to play.
Yeah, I myself should have not played Pokemon Masters, but I think I will at some point. I just never find the time to. I barely give myself the time. I'm always procrastinating on schoolwork and just napping around, and I never give myself time to play my normal games. So getting around my phone games while they're convenient is just,
Like
Big
yeah,
mood.
they were both. It was both night. Whitney and oh god, who was the other girl? She had blue hair. She did the dragon stuff. Was that her name? Was it Claire? Claire the dragon one?
I'm at real quick.
I have to look it up.
I know she's like was she one of the Elite Four? Or was she a gym leader?
Yeah, it was Claire. I voiced Claire too.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Aw. Cool, okay. All right. Next questions are from. Oh god, I don't want to get called out if I pronounce this wrong. Ikmal Izad asks, of all the personas, which is your favorite one and why? In hindsight, I probably should have deleted that after you said Jack Frost was your favorite. But you got any other?
Technically, that's technically not a Persona game. I mean, Persona is its own little offshoot of Shin Megami. If we're talking purely Persona, I guess we're talking purely Persona. I guess I'd still say 3.
Oh wait, okay. I was about to say like the Persona. It's like I can't tell the way like the question was written. It was like of all the Persona games or like the Personas themselves. I'm confused.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess if we're talking Personas, I'd say Jack Frost.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant earlier. Yeah. But yeah, so like your favorite game is Persona 3. You want to give a little bit into why or like your personal stuff you found about it that you loved?
I mean, that was the first Persona game I ever played, and I liked all the edgy stuff. I liked the concept of the guns and the symbology behind it. I thought that was really, really, really cool. And in general, I mean, I'd already liked Shin Megami Tensei, and I was like, oh, more of that world. Yes, please.
Nice.
So I always found Persona games. I find Persona games a lot more forgiving in terms of combat than the Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne was, because Shin Megami Nocturne
especially Nocturne.
It will screw you over if you're not careful so badly.
Oh yeah.
and I'll jot down my notes because I still need to play a real Shin Megami Tensei game.
Man, I don't know. Nocturne, in terms of that original PS2 version, is sort of fool's gold these days. It's hard to get a hold of that.
I think I've seen like a copy around at some cons. So, like, I know like I got my PS2 at MomoCon. So next time I'm there in May, I can try looking for it, or my local game exchange store.
Like, I don't even know what I guess nowadays I think it's sometimes they tend to go a little bit too high, but I think sometimes you can get a decently priced copy.
I think it's a bit. I think you can get the original PS2 version via the PS Store on the PS3, but I don't know. I haven't really checked yet. I think it is on it.
I'm just disappointed they slept. I haven't heard since from Digital Devil Saga again, because I love Digital Devil Saga. Words.
Oh yeah.
Like, that was another offshoot of Shin Megami Tensei I really liked.
Yeah. Okay, I checked. Yes, it is a PS2 classic, and you can get it on PS3. So, yay!
Cool.
If we're gonna do the next question, I would actually like to ask a question because it actually comes from my girlfriend, because she wanted to know about you play you had a voice in the anime Kakegurui. You played Midori Yukishima. And she loves that anime, and she just wanted to ask. Well, I'm just gonna. This is what she said. Quote. So, and then She said, "What did it feel like to be a lewd psycho towards Kiri and quote unquote falling in love with her?" So I guess just like, what was it like playing the character, and what did you think about them?
That was a fun experience, and I did not audition for that role. They just gave it to me. And to be fair, I did not. I normally check the shows out before I go in, and in this case, I did not.
Oh.
Which was okay. I was just a little bit surprised, like the very first episode I am in. I'm like, oh, we're doing this.
Oh, we're going like this.
And I was sort of like, okay, let's go. Let's do it. I was like, this is going to be a challenge. Let's have some fun with this.
Okay,
all
great.
right.
Yeah. Sorry, thank you.
That's cool. That's cool.
No, yeah, I've never had a director thank me like that before. They were just so happy. It's like, thank you so much.
That you did the voice?
Well, he was just, I don't know. He was really impressed. It's like, thank you so much. This might have been a really difficult thing for some people to handle, and you did it beautifully. And I was like, thank you so much. I'm glad I did my job.
Awesome.
All right. Sorry. I had to mute myself because I had a bit of a coughing break, but it's all good. Next question is from Soda Fizz Nori. What would you say is your funniest moment during your career as a VA?
Funniest?
Or your weirdest? Like the weirdest line you had to do, or situation?
Oh, I mean, Kakegurui was a hell of a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And, yeah, I've enjoyed doing, a few times I've done creature-related stuff and have to be like, all right, we need a barfing noise. Cool, I can handle that. I make good barfing noises. really wet ones. That's a lot of fun.
Oh, God.
Okay.
And I mean, to be fair, most of Witch in the 100 Night was a very odd experience, though a wonderful experience, but it was such an out there game that there was just the weirdest moments. It's like, okay, now you're dead. It's like, now your stomach is expanded, like you're pregnant, and I get to say the line. Someone in the game is like, wait, is this like a pregnancy? And my character's just like, hell no, I'm a damn proud virgin. It's just like, yeah, that's something that just came out of my mouth.
Wow.
Fantastic.
I put that on a business site. Sarah Ann Williams, voice actress.
We'll say anything.
We'll make any noise humanly possible. Wet barf noise
included.
Look, in general, that's kind of the name of the game for the most part. You're a voice monkey, and your job is to basically be like, yes, sir, how high do you want me to jump, and how much do you want me to project it?
Oh, dear God.
I mean, granted, you're deserving of respect and all that, but in general, it's just that thing of well, yeah, my job is here to make the thing you want come out of my mouth. So let's see what we can do about that.
Right.
All right. And last personal question is from Alaskan Geek 25. Have you ever had a line that you have found difficult, or that one that would have pushed your vocal limits?
I don't know about a single line. It's usually over the course of a couple hours, where a part will become vocally stressful.
Oh, like any, yeah. Like any that come to mind.
Peacock. The first session with Peacock and Skullgirls wrecked me for the day.
Oh.
And that was my own fault for not knowing how to do the voice safely. Now I can. It's a lot easier to do that voice now. It's just at the time I was not pacing myself well. I don't know. And every so often you have a brain fart, and there's just a line that just is like, "Why can't I say this word? Why can't I say this word?" They literally changed the script in Witch in the Hundred Night from to Horseman, because I, for the life of me, could not say cavalry.
Oh, I hate that word.
I default to cavalry if you don't catch me.
Uh-huh.
And they finally were just like, we'll just change it to Horseman. I'm just like, I'm so sorry.
The Horseman.
Cheers, love. The Horsemans are here. Oh, jeez.
I don't blame you. I hate that word so much. Anyway.
All right, the first common question we have, I do believe, is one that, hang on, no. Marie, you had one didn't you have one for, Sarah?
Yeah, but I honestly don't remember the question, if I'm being honest.
Hang on, I can pull up the Google form. Just, I'll pull up in a minute, but I'll just ask the first question. It was, for Sarah, it's, what's your personal favorite role you've ever played, or one that you're...
Oh, you cut out.
Did I cut out again?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ah, dang it. Jesus Christ. Okay, I'll try to ask again. What's your personal favorite role you've ever played, or one that you're the most proud of?
I mean, Jinx always comes to mind. Proud of. I mean, I really was proud of the work I did in Battle Chef Brigade, because I was wrangling a Swedish accent, and it was the first time I'd ever professionally done that one. And I was really happy the client was happy with it. Probably not the most realistic of Swedish accents, but the game was kind of a little bit in the way. The character was such that I think it fit in the end anyway. So that was a good moment, because I was really happy to have wrangled that role well.
All right. All right. Next question I have, that's one that was commonly asked, was, do you have any tips for those young viewers at home looking to try to get into voice acting?
It's sort of like, because there's no bullet point list I could give anybody, because everybody gets in differently, it seems like to me. I would say get into acting, like, usually, like, just to get yourself settled and used to that sort of thing, because I know I had a lot of stage fright when I started out. But if you got local theaters or local, like, acting lessons around you, like most places have like a theater where they give lessons and stuff, you can get into that. Right. I'd say start reading out loud, like find magazines, find your comics, find books, and just start reading them out loud. Start trying out characters for them. Yeah, I mean, that's just the basic startup thing, as opposed to, the nitty gritty of the business, which is, again, just that sort of thing of like, go to the place where they're doing it, make connections, keep training, do the stuffs.
All right.
It's very vague.
Yeah. All right. Marie, now you have your question for her?
All right. It is one of the common questions, and it's, how did you get into voice acting?
Me? I'll go to the technical stuff. I think that basically I'd always been told by most people, it's like, go get a theater degree, and I was like, cool, I'll go do that. So I went to Indiana University and I took all the theater classes and got myself a BA in theater. Turns out nobody really cares about that in the end, but whatever. That was more for personal growth as opposed to having the degree to show to casting people, because casting people don't care. So, and then I, saved up some money to survive in LA, and I did not save up enough. That is definitely something I will say. If you're going to be moving to the place where you want to do the voiceover, save a lot of money, like lots of money, like more than you need, because that's going to make it so you can sort of coast for a while if you don't want to get a side job and survive. You can actually avoid that if you have a nice nest egg ahead of time. Then I moved to LA, and I was just sort of, taking classes, meeting people, basically showing the people in power that, hey, I have talent, I can be professional, and I'm not crazy. You can give me a chance. And slowly but surely, people let you try. And then it's just a question of booking.
Okay.
All right, cool. All right.
It's not very interesting, I'm afraid.
It's
still,
totally
like,
okay.
It's still a good insight for like people who are trying to get into that side of the industry.
Yeah, because even though there's a bunch of, these types of advice may be all over the place, sometimes people just need to hear something at the right time. And maybe it's listening to this, probably not though, I don't know.
Like, geez.
Yeah. So it's totally okay to have repeat, sort of advice.
Right. It just shows like how common it could be.
Right.
Like to reinstate like how serious that it actually has been. All right. Last common question is like, I got surprisingly a lot about Lisbeth, so I had to narrow it down a bit. What are your thoughts on Lisbeth as a character, and like, do you have a personal favorite moment you had while playing as her?
She's too good for Kirito. Number one, I've always thought that she deserves better. But it was nice because it was like in terms of character types I was getting at the time. She was sort of one of the few non-crazy characters I got. I liked how level-headed she was. I liked how she sort of did her best, and she was always so supportive and such a good person, and like sort of a good voice of reason in the show. And it was a shame they didn't utilize her more. But let's face it, if you weren't Kirito or Asuna, you kind of were like not going to be utilized too much.
They just got slapped into the background harem.
But I really liked her, and I liked that she was so open with her feelings. Like, she was very, very, she wore her heart on her sleeve, and it was nice to see. And I think I always do like that quiet moment in the dragon cave where they're in the sleeping bags and they're just talking very, very frankly about things. It's like, oh, that's really nice. I like those moments.
It's a good, like, heartwarming moment. This could have led to a relationship, but if you saw the cover of the anime, you're gonna know it's not the case.
Like, I shipped her more with Klein than I do with Kirito, but apparently Klein is terrible in the game, so I was like, oh, that's sad. I thought they could have been a cute couple. I think now, like, we're just moving past just to personal questions that we might have. I personally do love you as like your role as Tifa in the Final Fantasy VII Mission Abridged. Like, they took like on the sweet characters, the ones that are like always reliable and like the childhood friend, and just made her kind of cynical and sarcastic. And the signature line, "Hey, want to do me a solid?" Tifa was a lot the fun. I would like to clarify that. It's like, I'm abridged Tifa, not real Tifa. I don't want to step on the toes of the person, the voice actresses who did, legit Tifa. It's just like, I'm abridged. Just make that distinction.
I missed it. I was a bit confused because I was reading, like I said, I was looking up your voices and I was like, wait, Tifa, whoa. And then I was like, oh, okay, cool. Still amazing. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure. I was like, oh, okay.
That person, like, she's one of the funnier characters in the Team 4-Star production. Like I do, like, Team 4-Star themselves, ever since, like, they are branching out to more content, and I personally do love the Final Fantasy VII Mission Abridged series, and your role is always one of the biggest highlights for me, so I thought that was really cool.
I was glad. It was like, yeah, I was really happy to get to work with them because I've been watching DBZ Abridged for years.
Oh,
And
jeez.
it's just sort of, and it's like, man, they're just one of the most well-oiled professional people I've ever worked with, and yet some of the most fun people I've ever worked with too. I love working with those guys.
Oh yeah. If you don't mind me asking, what are your thoughts on the like, if it's not too personal to ask, what's your thoughts on the recent cancellation of the series or the ending of Dragon Ball Z Abridged?
I mean, I'm happy for them being able to, as you said, go out and branch off and do new stuff.
Yeah.
It's that thing. It's like, you know, it's like nobody, but I don't think words. It's like I don't think anybody realizes how like grateful they are that they were able to take this thing that was a fun thing and make it into a company and a business like that. But it's like they're and it's like, look, there is a time though when it's like sometimes it's best for the people making it to move on, and if they feel like that's best for them, it's like they've been pretty upfront with it as far as I could tell. It's like, yeah, it's like it's time to do other stuff.
This was their biggest selling point, and they were like, "Hey, if you don't want to subscribe to us anymore, that's okay. We're still gonna try to do it in our own format for the upcoming saga," and just like a lot of good of my childhood I did spend watching them. Pretty, and it was like the fact that they, like you said, they took like a huge anime property and they built off of it. The branch of to signify it was very huge, and I am sad to see them go. I'm glad that they didn't try to drag it on like so many other shows.
Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, I do understand it because we're just used to like fandoms being like that. But there's this thing. It's like number one, why do you want them to keep doing it if they're not into it anymore for the most part? It will because passion is a thing. And people, you seem to think that it, like, without passion, if they just keep doing it passionlessly, it's still going to be as good as it was. And nothing is as good as it used to be if the person making it isn't feeling up to it anymore.
Exactly, yeah. Like, it's not good to keep forcing yourself to keep going on. A lot of modern shows that have been on the long running did have had a lot of, like, if there's no passion behind it, they feel like they're obligated to continue. It doesn't, you can see that there is a decline or like a burnout in actually like writing and quality.
And
so it is
good.
Thing,
yeah. And the other thing is, it's like, look, I get it. It's like, and they've said the same thing that I would say if I was in their place. It's just like, yeah, I get it. This is the thing that we made that you liked best. And it's like, it's fine if you decide you feel like you need to move on. But I never understand the people who like outright mad about it. It's like, again, it's like, nobody's telling you have to stay and watch the other stuff. It's like, if that's what you were here for, I understand.
Right. And I think that with the last arc they had with the Soul Saga was like they end on such a somber note. And like I went to Anime Week in Atlanta last year and they said like to them that actually that the Buu Saga felt like a victory lap as opposed to like the true finale. To them the Soul Saga felt like a true finale. So I saw there in the moment when they were talking about that at their panel, it does feel like that was like it was a good ending point. Because like fans of the show knows where it's gonna go, and they will continue. And like we saw from the recent announcement, they will continue the show just in like these weird bite-sized portions with their new Dragon Ball shorts. It won't be the same when we know them. There still will be a lot of the heart of the show. But I'm glad that they are finishing it. I don't agree with any of the people who say like, "Oh my God, what's the point then of me subscribing, or what's the point of me listening if you're not gonna do it anymore?" Like it's just it's just that thing. It's like if you like their work so much, if you loved what they did so much with DBZ, and it's like, look, I get it. If again you were just there for that, but it's like, I don't know. Wouldn't you be excited to see now what new stuff they can do with like reinvigorated creativity and drive? Now that they're like, okay, we're done with this. It's we finished it. We feel good about it. Now we can like do some other stuff we're really excited to do. It's like, wouldn't you be excited to see that? Yeah.
And again, if you're not, I say to you, it's like, there's so much other cool stuff to get into. Like, it's not like there's nothing else you can enjoy now. It's like, I get the feeling. It's like there's shows I've really loved, been like, oh man, it feels like it's the end of the era. But it's like, but there's all these other things I could get into.
Exactly. You don't have to latch on to it for so long. Like, their Hellsing Ultimate Abridged got me into Hellsing, and that was a really fun experience. I love the writing they did for that as well, and I also love this new series they're doing where it was the like abridged in like 5 minutes they did for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Phantom Blood, and I do like. There's so much other content from Team 4-Star that's still good that I'm still going to stay subscribed for, that they're still working on. And again, the shorts is something that they can work on. They're not going to feel burned out. They can do it as freely and openly as they want to, and it is a good alternative. And I'm happy that they're open about it and they don't want to keep going on for so long to the point where like they wouldn't feel like they want to do it anymore.
The most important thing that some of these people need to realize is that the creators of Team 4-Star and everyone there, Kaiser Neko, Lady Pator, all these people, they're people too. Like I saw a thing on Twitter where it was like they posted the announcement of that it was ending and all, and it was like someone was being rude in the comments or whatever. It was like, oh, like unsubscribe, blah 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 blah, like just like basically just condemning them for like, how dare you cancel this thing that I've enjoyed for free for 10 years. And it's like, okay. And then Kaiser Neko sort of responded like, hey, we're human too. Like this, when you say this stuff, it actually hurts people and not just an imaginary, like just a product that you used to like you're not talking to that, you're talking to a real human being. And it's important to have that respect,
Well, again, I feel like that's the difference between a fan and a consumer.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you can. There's all sorts of other things for you to consume if you just need something to do that. You don't have to be. It's like, again, it's like if I always say, it's like you can be upset about it. It's like if that's a thing you enjoyed, that's a thing you enjoyed. But it's like, you can just go ahead and move on to other things, or you can just, I don't know, stick around, see if they do something else you like. But in the end, there's always something else that you can go and enjoy. Like, why waste time being angry about this, where it's like, well, maybe there's another product or another IP or another show that maybe you've not checked out up until this point because you were too focused on this, and now you can go see if you like that.
Yeah.
Man, that's how I got into frickin' Star versus the Forces of Evil, and I was so happy I did.
Well, that's good.
It was purely because we ran out of Steven Universe, and we were like, I want to watch something. I don't know what to watch. There's no more Steven Universe to watch. And we're like, oh, maybe we go check out this show, and maybe it'll be okay. And we're like, oh god, this show's really good.
As a side tangent, I'm really upset with the people who are the person who's leaking this Steven Universe future stuff right now, because it's just making me anxious. I'm not going to talk about any of that because it's it's obviously still leaked spoiler stuff, but
Steven Universe future, aka Steven finally goes to therapy because he needs to.
Steven Universe.
Oh dear God.
Fear. Yeah, I'm very excited for that to come back, but also sad because I know it's going to be the last Steven Universe thing ever, because of course it is. Anyway, enough about fear. Go to therapy, Steven. Jesus.
Seriously, that kid needs a therapist. Poor
Talk
thing.
to someone, please. Do we have any more questions, or what's up here? What's going
on? I think I have one, and that's what is your favorite quote as Tifa?
Mostly like that whole realm of like drunk Tifa, because it was I couldn't believe the stuff that came out of my mouth, and I was like, did I say that stuff? That came out amazing.
Oh god, the cost of delegation.
I don't even know, like, I can't remember if it was in the script or if I made up that whole little thing of like, hey, let's talk for real quick, okay? It's like, what was that word? What were those words even going together? That makes no sense if you think about it.
All the bar talk is hilarious. Like, you're gonna tell us when to stop, right? Let's talking more holding.
Let's talking more drinking.
Yes. Oh god. I can't wait for that.
It was
what?
Two boy.
Okay.
You can't wait for what? Sorry, you cut out.
Again, dang it.
It's okay.
I'm okay.
No way that's happened again.
my
No
freaking
way.
God.
All right, try one more time,
I
buddy.
swear I'm not just stopping at this point.
Bring
I
it.
can't wait for the show to come back.
Oh,
Oh dear God.
it
Okay.
came out.
Thank God. Okay.
All right, well, I'm sad to cut it short, but I do have to get start going on the road now. So I guess we just say thanks for coming on. It was amazing and we had a great time.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, of course. And
Thank you.
oh
Hold on,
shit.
before we go,
Yeah, yeah.
Marie, you wanted to say something real quick?
Yeah, but I can't even think of the word I should say.
Okay, it's okay.
It's okay. Take your
But,
time.
Okay, but I have a new podcast called the Eggplant Podcast, where it's basically me and a couple of my friends just chatting just because. And the first episode is out, and the second episode will come as soon as this comes out tomorrow, on Wednesday. And yeah. Go check it out if you wanna.
All right.
And
Looks
with
like we'll
that,
wrap things up here.
yeah.
Wrap things up here.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Okay, Nick.
And with that, we'll see you next week or the week after that. We don't know. Hopefully next
All right.
week. Yeah, next week. Let's do it.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.